Good afternoon, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Spilling Tea. I'm your host, Tiffany Daniels. We're going back to that horrible world known as the JRC. But before we do the usual disclaimers, if you're unfamiliar with the Stop the Shocks campaign or the campaign against the troubled teen industry, you're going to find all the pertinent links right there in the description box. Please, in particular, take note of the article written by NeuroClastic, a small non for profit started by autistics for autistics. In it, they interviewed over 900 ABA professionals regards to the JRC's so-called behavior modification program. The Judge Rotenberg Educational Center doesn't want you to read that article so much. They threatened NeuroClastic with a defamation lawsuit if they did not remove it from the website. NeuroClastic refused, so you know the drill. Please read the article, share on all your social media. Also included in there is NeuroClastic's public statement regards to the defamation lawsuit threat, as well as a link to their GoFundMe. We are crowdfunding just in case the JRC ever does see through with their threat. Trigger warning 1. When we talk about places like the Judge Rotenberg Educational Center or Agape Boarding School for Boys, you're going to hear vivid descriptions of and catch clips or surveillance footage of people with mental health issues and disabled people being tortured and abused. If you got young children present, please make sure to go ahead and utilize the headphones. Trigger warning number 2, this channel is marked not for kids for a reason. We use profanity on occasion and speak on dark subjects. If your child is 16 and younger and you're watching they are watching this, very obviously parental supervision is advised. So where we left off, let's see if this one was short and sweet too. We'll find out, right? All right, regardless of whether adaptation is the correct characterization. Even JRC has acknowledged that its strongest ESD sometimes loses any effects it may have had in reducing target behaviors, necessitating the use of alternative method to modify behaviors program instead of an ESD. Folks, you run into a type of situation where it doesn't matter how much you abuse us, a particular behavior you don't like is not going to go away. Would you like to know why that is? Because nobody can fucking mask for that goddamn long. It doesn't matter how much abuse that you throw at us. That behavior is still underneath the surface. And if you get to the point where you're used to that high level of pain constantly, or in fact, because remember kids, when we have anxiety and issues, that means the worst parts of our diagnosis come out to haunt us. The fact that it may have actually not had an effect. In other words, it could be a situation where the kid is masking so well, masking so well, masking so well, because neurotypicals, for whatever reason, feel like masking is a success when it isn't. But like I always say, at one point, the mask will always drop. One can only hold character nonstop up to a certain point. Even the strongest of us eventually are going to crack. Right? So what happens when you crack is it doesn't matter what kind of abuse is rained down upon us when we've cracked. Right? The mask is off. There's no going back at that point. So in actuality, that masking for survival and then the behaviors becoming back like that, and all of a sudden said punishment is not a detriment anymore, that's because it wasn't what produced the so-called success in the first place. The masking did. Once you can't mask anymore, all the worst parts of the diagnosis come out to haunt us and apparently the rest of planet Earth. And it doesn't matter once the mask slips how much abuse you rain down on that person, it's not going to magically reconstruct the mask for us. Okay? Dr. Blinkush highlighted a very comprehensive alternative behavior program at JRC that was very effective after adaptation to the GED4, even for patients engaging in SIB that could result in serious injury to themselves. In other words, there's been development of other programs that have as good, if not better, successes than the GED device by itself. You want to know why that is, folks? It's because in literally every other treatment program except, ABA, they know that in order to stop a behavior, you have to get to the root cause. And when you find the root cause, then you can start building a playbook so it can directly target the very thing that is producing the behavior. Right? We've been over this so many times. Like I'm blue in the face and it's tattooed behind my eyelids, I'm pretty sure. Right? So, what we're learning from this is very obviously one can only hold a mask so long, even when we're having to do it for survival. When the mask drops, no matter how afraid or scared we are, it's not going to be enough to reconstruct the mask. Okay? Because we don't have the emotional or intellectual energy to be able to pull one up. So, no matter how painful a shock is, because of that exhaustion, it's no longer going to get that instant mask up. So, that would be considered, in layman neurotypical terms, to no longer be successful. And it's saying for those individuals, if they got switched to another program and out of the JRC, almost like magic, the behaviors became less. Because finally, the root cause was being addressed. All right. And what they're also saying here is this. It also undermines what the JRC is trying to say regards to longevity and how it's just a miracle for everyone. We're going to go ahead and close out, folks. We don't get very many views on this channel. The few we do tend to get removed from time to time. So, folks, you know the drill. If you could, please don't forget to hit the like button, hit subscribe. Don't forget to hit those comments. I appreciate your time this afternoon. And as always, folks, we here at Spilling Tea hope you have a good one. I'll see you all tomorrow. Bye bye, everyone.